Hello, I'm here to talk to you about A Level Chemistry as one of your A Level options for sixth form here. So my name is Mrs. Wilson-Wood. I'm the head of chemistry at NGHS, and I just want to have a little chat with you about what the A Level Chemistry course is about, what kind of thing to expect, why you might want to choose A Level Chemistry, and then also our entry requirements and other things that might come up as well. So firstly, we take the AQA exam board for A-level chemistry here. So it's a really good exam board to follow, and it ends with 3 exam papers at the end of year 13, okay, and that is where you get your grade from. So there isn't a coursework element, but there is an element of required practical work, which is not examined in a practical way, but is questioned in the exam. Okay, so it's really important that students carry out these required practicals. So within the course, it's really exciting. You get to study lots of different areas of chemistry. So these include organic chemistry, physical chemistry, and inorganic chemistry, which you'll have some knowledge of from GCSE, but it really builds on that knowledge from GCSE and adds in more detail, goes into more depth, and it explains things that maybe at GCSE you kind of thought, I don't really understand why it's like that, and you have to kind of accept it at that level. And the A level allows you to delve deeper into that and learn a little bit more about why things are happening, and to deepen your understanding in that way. So within the organic sector, we study all your different organic molecules in more detail. So things like alcohols, your alkanes, your alkenes. We start looking at something called haloalkanes and all their reactions. And we look in a lot of detail about how these reactions happen. So what is actually happening to the molecules. In your physical chemistry, you'll learn a lot more about atomic structure and electron shells, how they're arranged, and why different elements react in certain ways. And then your inorganic and obviously more physical as well, you'll be doing some calculation work, okay, so building on those moles and concentration calculations that you did at GCSE. So all very exciting stuff. We also ensure that throughout the course you get lots of hands-on experience with practical chemistry. So chemistry is not just learning the content, it's about learning the skills and developing those skills of investigating things, controlling variables, making the correct observations and forming conclusions from those observations. So practical work is also a large aspect of our course. So we obviously do all the required practicals that are set by the exam board, and students keep a lab book where they record these practicals, and they will track their skills. As they do these practicals, they track the skills that they are being assessed on as they go. So things like following a method correctly, controlling variables, identifying hazards and risks, all these sorts of things. So it's a really, really good chance for you to use some different equipment. You work a bit more independently than you would have done at GCSE. So you will be sort of, collecting your equipment yourself, selecting things, setting up the practical, making your observations. So I think it allows you to be a bit more independent in that way. So aside from A-level chemistry being really interesting, so all this practical work, all this new knowledge that you can get, it's also really, really useful A-level to have for certain careers. So there are the careers that spring to mind immediately. So things like medicine, veterinary science, dentistry, chemistry is essential for those careers. But I also want to emphasise that it's not just those careers. There are a multitude of science careers that you can use chemistry for. So, for example, looking into biochemistry, looking into like physiology or animal science, food science, sports science. There's so many different areas of science that chemistry applies to. So anyone who's thinking of a scientific career, I would suggest looking into all those different options, have a look at different courses, and you'll find that chemistry is a really important aspect of them that prepares you really well for those courses. And for a lot of them, it will be a requirement as well. If you're not sure on future career options and you're not sure if you want to follow a scientific pathway, chemistry is still a really good A-level to take in terms of the skills you develop. So obviously numeracy skills, mathematical skills are really well developed in chemistry. There's a big chunk of it that is quite mathematical based. So it really helps with your problem solving, your analytical skills, your mathematical skills, independent thinking. So having to read through a problem and think of a way around it. Okay, it's a really well-respected A-level in terms of general skills as well. So even if you're not sure about having a science career, you might want to consider chemistry as an A-level. So we are obviously very passionate here about chemistry. We love chemistry. The teachers are very, very supportive in our department. We receive a lot of support. We have lovely labs. We've got lots of equipment that you can use. So it's a really, really good A-level choice. We do have some entry requirements, and these are to make sure that those girls that are studying the course have the skills from GCSE necessary to be successful in the course. So we do ask that students have at least a grade 7 in their chemistry GCSE and also a grade 7 in their maths GCSE, okay, because the maths skills that you need to study chemistry it is quite demanding, so we want to make sure that the girls have those skills to do well. If you have any other questions, please feel free to join the drop-in sessions and ask me about them, but I hope that gave you a little bit of an idea about the A-level chemistry at NGHS. Thank you. Bye.